Hey everybody, this is Brian with Cards 34. Decided to do a video today for a couple of reasons. Number one is that when I woke up this morning, I read that Pro Set is being resurrected. If you guys haven't heard yet, Leaf is taking control of the Pro Set trademark, and they're going to be resurrecting the brand this year. Now, Leaf is not exactly known as a high-end product, and Pro Set is definitely not known as a high-end product, but there's a lot of nostalgia behind Pro Set and a lot of history there. And I actually did a show and tell video of the history of Pro Set if you guys want to check that out. It's one of my earlier videos. Today I'm going to rip some Pro Set Series 2 from 1992 football. If you kind of look back at the history of Pro Set, they came in and just really shook things up in the trading card world. That first year, everybody was on the hunt for rookies like Barry Sanders. For me, that was the go-to card that I wanted to get. A year later, 1990, they came out with another round of rookies, and Emmitt Smith was definitely near the top of the list, or at the top of the list for everyone. And then a year later, we had Brett Favre with the Falcons. Now, at that time, maybe he wasn't the hottest prospect, but within a couple years, everybody was looking for that card. And by then, Pro Set even had put out these Pro Set Platinum cards, so you could pick up a Brett Favre Platinum rookie as well. These were considered more of a high-end product than the standard Pro Set. The one issue I think some people had was that the front of the card did not have the name of the player. I didn't mind that. I kind of like the full color, full bleed photos, but I get it. But anyway, those were kind of the hot cards. Now, in 1992, the year we're about to get to, the top card, rookie card, apparently as of now, is Tommy Maddox. And he did have a year or two in Pittsburgh that was quite good, actually. But it just kind of goes to show that the 92 set did not have many big names. Now, there are some good players in there for sure, and there's some good cards to be found, but nothing really of note. Now, a year later, Jerome Bettis, among others, were really good rookies to pick up. Now, this right here is a Pro Set card. This is an insert from a series of rookies, all rookie team. And if you look here, this is kind of like the very first that I know of, kind of cracked ice look. And you can see even way back in 1993, you were getting that look. And that's a beautiful card. It's a really nice, very cheap, affordable set. Partially because of the print runs of Pro Set, of course. But still a nice card. One thing you can find in the 92 set, they had these MVP cards. So this one here is Thurman Thomas. I think this is the only one that I pulled, but it has the gold foil, and it mentions a 92 MVP right there. And you can see right there, MVP 1. So these are a nice little subset. They also had Hall of Fame cards. This one here is Lem Barney. So for those Lions fans and Hall of Fame fans, right here, Lem Barney, SC1. And right here, we also had these team MVP cards. So here's a Barry and an Emmitt. Now these were nice to pull from Pro Set because they had a little bit more of a glossy finish to them. So these cards look pretty sharp. Definitely a good insert there. And because I'm a Bears fan, I can't resist throwing in my Neil Anderson MVP. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start off. I picked up an eBay purchase a little while back, and they threw in a pack of 1991 Pacific Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and rip that real quick. Look at that. This thing has been packed and ready to be opened for a long, long time. Oh, I was hoping that was a Favre rookie, although he's in the traded set, so I don't think we'd really see that. Wow, that's old school right there. All right, so here's the back of the design. You get a player picture. I actually kind of like the different colors and the look of those. Very 90s. So right here, this is Andre Bruce. He was one of the top picks of the draft back in, I think, '88. Got a Willie Flipper Anderson. Henry Thomas. Phil Simms. Looks like a little, just a little dust. Jesse Tuggle, he was a tackling machine. Frank Reich, head coach of the Colts right now. Yeah, nice little card. Mike Singletary, Samurai Mike. Always nice to get another Singletary. David Grayson, Benny Blades. In fact, yeah, his brother Brian Blades was a receiver for the Seahawks for a long time. Ernest Givens, Eugene Daniel, Bruce Armstrong, Vaughn Johnson, and Ernie Jones. So nice little pack there. Nice for me to pick up a Singletary. Before I get into the Pro Set cards, the other reason I wanted to make this video today is I noticed today that I crossed 200 subscribers, and I really appreciate that. And I get it. It's not 2,000. It's not 2 million, right? I don't go outside and get noticed for these set of hands you guys see every week. But I really appreciate that. You know, that's a nice little milestone for me. I went back and watched my first video this morning from back in, I think, July. And I remember when I made that video thinking, is anybody other than me going to actually watch this thing? And so for me to have 200 subscribers is a really neat treat for me. I don't have a lot of friends and family who collect cards. In fact, the only one who does at all is my brother, who's a couple years younger than me, and he only collects to a very moderate degree. He'll pick up a handful of cards each year, and he's the one who got me into collecting, actually. And so he collects just a tiny bit, but otherwise that's about it. So this YouTube channel, this card community, other channels that I follow, people who do and don't have channels who comment on my videos, I just want you guys all to know I really appreciate that, and it's so fun to be able to talk about sports and cards and the hobby that I love with people who are, you know, of a similar mind. And so whether you're investing in cards, selling cards, buying cards, collecting cards, or all of the above, it's just a really great community and really fun to work with. So I'm going to give a couple of shout-outs real quick. If you don't want to watch the shout-outs, feel free to skip ahead just a minute or two, and I'll be ripping up those Pro Set cards. Well, I'll be ripping the packs of the Pro Set cards. And but I just want to say thank you to a handful of channels. A couple of these are people who really helped out in the beginning by commenting and subscribing to me, and I just want to give them a quick shout out. So one of the very first ones was the Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin and Lorn. They're huge Bears fans, if you didn't know, so go check out their channel. I am being a little sarcastic. They might be Vikings fans, but we can pretend. So anyway, Kevin and Lorn, they're great guys. They have a lot of good content, good videos. They do some really nice interviews with fellow YouTubers on Fridays. They have really nice collections that they show off. They rip cards. They do a little bit of everything. So that's a great channel to check out. And another one of the early subscribers to my channel who really supported that was Ian with If Sports Cards. He has a great channel, really nicely produced videos. His wife Pack Wars with his wife Nikki are super awesome, a lot of fun. Go check that out if you haven't already. It's really fun to vote between the two of them and watch their dialogue. Ian's a big 49ers fan, and is it Iowa State? Iowa? Anyway, he loves the hobby. He loves the cards. Great channel, so check him out for sure. Another great one, who I think is one of the biggest supports in the community for not just my channel, but for a lot of channels, Hoss of Cards. First of all, he has an awesome voice for YouTube. It's a great voice. He does a lot of Through the Mail. He does some ripping. He does some new stuff. He does some 90s era stuff. Great channel. And he's really good about supporting other channels, commenting, replying. Great guy. And then another one, this is more of a newer one. He wasn't one of my first subscribers, but he and I have followed each other for a while. TJMAC Vintage Cards. If you're into vintage cards, he has some amazing videos, you know, from a few different sports, different sets, really impressive cards. A lot of, he likes to collect some of the top cards from each year in the vintage card sets. Great member of the community. These guys are awesome. Silver Sport with Chuck and Ed. Now, they really are Bears fans, which is awesome. And they have a great channel. They're a lot of fun. If you want to have a good laugh and enjoy some cards, they open a lot of product, a lot of high-end stuff, a lot of just great videos. They just passed their 2,000 subscribers and are doing really well, so definitely check them out. Another one I highly recommend, the Bryans, two different channels here. So we got Brian with Bpats Cards, and we got Brian or Burk from Burknowledge. Great channels, great community. Bpats Cards on Tuesdays does some streams where he sells cards, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes on YouTube. He has a lot of really nice, fun videos. Major Colts fan. And then Burk with Burknowledge, Ravens fan. He collects basketball, football, and these guys both collect multi-sport cards. But I would definitely check out their channels. Great guys, great channels. One of the ones I've been into lately, I wanted to give a shout out to, was Andry Old Man. He does a lot of Through the Mails. He gave me a shout out the other day, which I really appreciate. And his channel's great. He recognizes a lot of people in the community. He has a super impressive collection of autographs. Great videos, so definitely check him out. And I'll finish up with right here, Jimmy Gunz. He was my 200th subscriber just last night or this morning, so I appreciate that. He's got a great channel. He loves the hobby. He's very enthusiastic, a lot of fun. When you watch his videos, you really feel like you're kind of hanging out with a friend. Great channel. And I found him through the Mangini collection with John Mangini. This guy has an amazing card collection. Unique cards, rare cards, vintage, modern, everything. Every video, he just impresses me more. So check these guys out. They're great. All right. So now we'll get into the rip. Here we go. Pro Set 1992. And we're going to look for a randomly inserted Hall of Fame 2000. All right. So let's check these out. It'll be really interesting to see what Leaf does with Pro Set this year. They potentially could deliver a nice little nostalgic product, or they could totally mess it up. But without it being an official NFL card, I wonder how that's going to turn out. We'll see. So we got Jim Everett, Fred Barnett. And what do you guys think about Leaf resurrecting Pro Set? It could be interesting. So Amp Lee, now I think... Yeah, so this is a rookie card. It's not as noticeable as it used to be. What's interesting about Pro Set 92 is that they completely changed the set design for Series 2 compared to Series 1. Now, I know a lot of people felt that Series 1 looked too close in resemblance to the year before, 1991. Maybe that's why they did it. Pro Set, a year after this, after the 93 NFL Series 1, I think they went bankrupt. And, okay, now this would have been a major card at the time to pull this, David Klingler. So he was the first pick of the draft, I believe, by the Bengals. I think he was the first player picked, or what, if he wasn't the first, he was dang close. But anyway, he didn't amount to much of anything. But that just shows you, sometimes you invest in the top rookies, the top rookie quarterbacks, and you just don't really get anything from it. Emmitt Smith, Pro Bowl card. We've got a Hartley Dykes, who, if I remember, he was pretty good, and then he got hurt and kind of never really went anywhere after that. Bart Oaks, BYU alum from the state of Utah, my hometown. Here's our autograph. Just kidding. Oh, hey, but you know what we did get? Behind it is, and I've never pulled one of these. This is a Lawrence Taylor Hall of Fame 2000. That was a pretty safe bet, I'm sure. Yeah, very cool. So I've never had one of these before. I have all of the 1989 Pro Set cards, the complete set, as well as the 1990 and 91, but I do not have, and I have the Series 1 92 complete set, but I don't have the 92 Series 2 complete set. I think I've got about half of it, which is part of why I picked up this set of packs a little while back. Charles McRae, Fred Barnett again, Tim McGee, Charles Haley, Hall of Famer, Alonzo Spellman, Ernest Givens, Eugene Lockhart, Willie Galt, former Bear wide receiver, Jesse Tuggle. We've got an Andre Rison Pro Bowl, nice looking card. All right, and again, this is one of the things I liked with Pro Set, kind of keeping up to date with all the history of the NFL. So the Japan Bowl here, NFL Newsreel. And then we've got a Reggie White. He was my youngest brother's favorite player. And we've got a Troy Vincent and a Clyde Simmons. All right, next pack. Definitely pleased to get that Lawrence Taylor And then I'll also have to go through my Series 2 book to throw in all the cards I didn't have to try to fill out the set a little bit here. Chris Mims, Edgar Bennett, Ron Hall, I think he passed away a few years back. Todd Philcox, I believe that's his rookie card. Ricky Prohl, Rodney Peete, John Booty, Albert Lewis, Merrill Hodge, Chris Zorich, loved this guy, Notre Dame, Chicago Bear. We've got a Spirit of the Game. That's a nice looking card. I like these Spirit of the Game. So this is Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we've got a Lomas Brown, Pro Bowl, Sam Mills, the late great Sam Mills Pro Bowl. A Dolphins Spirit of the Game. And then we've got a Chicago Bear, Brad Muster. Very cool. 3 packs left. Appreciate you guys watching, and if any of you guys collected Pro Set back in the day, what do you think of Pro Set coming back? And my guess is, you know, that was one of the big things about Pro Set, was always bragging about being the official NFL card, which certainly they will not be this time around. They'll probably have to airbrush logos and things like that, I would imagine. Out of curiosity, I may pick it up and just take a look at it and see, but who knows? I mean, Leaf did make some high-end products that look pretty sweet. So we'll see. Mark Ingram Sr., Dwight Stone. Got a Mark Schlereth. And we've got an NFC Pro Bowl. Whoa, okay. Ronnie Lee, definitely don't have that card. Chip Lohmiller Pro Bowl. Dalton Hilliard. And a J.J. Burden. All right. 2 packs left. Another Chris Mims. Mike Farr. Lawrence Taylor, LT. Nice card. Johnny Holland. Brian Cox. Greg McMurray. Monty Coleman. Jim Harbaugh. And I know that I did not have that card. So that's cool. Shane Dronette, Jeff Jager, got a James Gathers. Oh, and here's a card I did not have either. So, no longer around, but the Houston Oilers. I guess maybe a handful of those fans are going to Texans games these days, maybe. We got a Rich Gannon. Very cool. All right. I did not have that card either. And then we've got a newsreel. The Super Bowl in Pasadena, California. Some nice bright artwork. Eric Allen. And now for our final pack. Like I said, I think the top rookie, as far as value, if I remember right, was Tommy Maddox. So maybe we can pull a Tommy out of here. Got a Saran Stacy. I believe that's his rookie. Bruce Armstrong. Greg Lewis, rookie. Nope, never mind, not rookie. Second year card. Mo Lewis. Bucky Richardson, the great Bucky Richardson. Bernie Kosar, good player. Andre Reed, great player. That's a cool card. John Fina. Randall Cunningham, he was great in his prime. He was something else. Bubby Brister. We've got a Mark Carrier Pro Bowl card. He was great for a few years with the Bears. Spirit of the Game. All right, New England Patriots. He's smiling because he knows in a few years there's a guy named Tom that they're going to pick. I think they're like looking at his high school stats right there, or maybe a Little League even. All right, we've got a Herschel Walker for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a really talented running back. Terry Allen. And our final card is a Keith Jackson. All right, so for me, just because it's an insert card and I didn't have any of these before, the Hall of Fame Lawrence Taylor is definitely my favorite pickup here. All right, so again, thanks for those of you who stuck around to watch. If you haven't already subscribed, you're welcome to do so, and click like if you enjoy these videos. I'll be back with Boombox, show and tell videos, some retail rips, and some throwback videos, ripping some old school product from the 90s. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Take care and have a great day.